Hello everyone, this is Drishyaji Chandran, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemical Engineering, Hindustan College of Engineering and Technology. Today, I am going to tell about one topic, that is biofuels, energy of the future. What is biofuels? Biofuels are nothing but it's a liquid fuel, and we can develop or we can produce this biofuel from various materials such as plants and animal waste matter. These plants which include algae, and we can produce this biofuels from some seeds like jatropha seed, then sunflower seeds, etc. And we can use waste cooking oil, then vegetable oil such as palm oil, soybean oil, rapeseed oil, etc. From that we can easily produce this biofuel, and all these materials which are considered as all these materials means all these feedstock, all these raw materials which is considered as a renewable sources. Why biofuels? Nowadays, the continuous increasing demand for energy and diminishing tendency of petroleum resources has led to the search for alternative, renewable and sustainable fuels. Biofuels such as biodiesel would say best substitute for petrodiesel, and also most advantageous over petrodiesel for its environmental friendliness. Now we can see one cycle, that is carbon cycle. So this carbon cycle which is start with one plant material, that is corn. Initially this corn is grounded to fine particles. After the grounding process, this finely particles is separated into their component sugars by using some separations method. After the separation process, the sugars are distilled to make ethanol. Here, this ethanol, which is considered as one of the biofuels, and in some countries they use this ethanol as an alternative fuel in vehicles. So after the continuous consumption of this alternative fuels, vehicles which will emit or which will release one gas, that is carbon dioxide, and this carbon dioxide is again reabsorbed this crops for various purpose, and now it forms one cycle, and here it is considered as a carbon cycle. So the biofuel production and consumption ensures that the natural carbon cycle to be 100% achieved, which completely eliminates the continuous increase in carbon dioxide rates in the atmosphere, which in turn will have the greatest effect on the environment and a way to end global warming. Types of biofuels. Biofuels are mainly two types. It is also known as first generation biofuels and second generation biofuels. So this first generation biofuels, which include bioalcohol, biodiesel, vegetable oils, biogas, syngas and solid biofuels. So we mainly concentrate this first generation biofuel. Bioethanol. Bioethanol is nothing but it's an alcohol which is made by fermentation process, mostly from carbohydrates produced in sugar or starch crops such as corn or sugar cane. Then cellulosic biomass, which is derived from non-food sources such as trees and grasses, is also being developed as a feedstock for ethanol production and is used to substitute petrol fuel for the road transport vehicles. So this bioethanol, which is considered as one of the useful biofuels and one of the widely used alternative automotive fuels in the world. This Brazil and USA are the largest producer of this biofuel such as bioethanol. And this bioethanol, which is much more environment friendly and it can have low toxicity level. Now we can see the production of bioethanol. So bioethanol is typically produced by using this microbial fermentation of fermentable sugars such as glucose, ethanol, etc. And we can use some of the raw materials or the feedstock for the production of bioethanol like sugar canes and sugar beets. So simply we get this bioethanol from this feedstock by using microbial fermentation. Microbial fermentation itself we get bioethanol. So this bioethanol we can use or we can consider it as one of the alternative fuels. We can use that alternative fuels in vehicles as an energy source. These are some of the applications of biofuels such as bioethanol. So first one is transport fuel to replace gasoline, then fuel for power generation by thermal combustion, then fuel for fuel cells, then feedstock in the chemical industry. That is, blending ethanol with a small portion of gasoline is more cost effective. These are the advantages. It reduces greenhouse gases, it's a carbon neutral, and this bioethanol is a renewable energy resource, and finally it burns more cleanly. Biodiesel. Biodiesel is a variety of ester-based oxygenated fuels which is derived from natural, renewable biological sources such as vegetable oils. These vegetable oils which include sunflower oil, palm oil, like that, and we can produce this biodiesel from animal fats, plants like algae, and some of the seeds like jatropha seed, then rapeseed. We can produce this biodiesel. Biodiesel, which is operates in compression ignition engine, like petroleum diesel, thereby requiring no essential engine modification. Unlike fossil diesel, pure biodiesel is biodegradable, non-toxic and essentially free of sulfur and aromatics. We can produce this biodiesel from waste cooking oil because that waste cooking oil itself, it's a waste which is generated from household purpose, hotels and restaurants. So from that also we can produce some useful energy source such as biodiesel. And we can produce this biodiesel by using one process is called trans-esterification process. Now we can see the flow diagram of biodiesel production. This biodiesel we can produce by using one process is called trans-esterification process. So in trans-esterification process is nothing but it's a chemical reaction used for the conversion of triglycerides. Triglycerides means fat which is present in the oil to some useful energy sources like biodiesel. So I already told we can use different oils like vegetable oils, then waste cooking oil as a feedstock for the production of this biodiesel. So this flow diagram which starts with the combination of this oils and fats. Initially we treat this oils because this oils which will contain some amount of this fatty acid. So the presence of this fatty acids in this oil which will badly affect the production of this biodiesel. So we want to remove that particular amount of that fatty acid content present in the oil. So for that purpose we do this pre-treatment process. Pre-treatment is nothing but it's like adsorption. Adsorption we can use different adsorbents like bagasse, roots of water hyacinth and coir powder. We can use this adsorption process. So during the adsorption process we take some oil and add some quantity of this materials, either bagasse, coir powder or roots of water hyacinth, and we mix these two materials together. So after some hours all the fatty acid content which is present in the oil which is adsorbed into that particular adsorbent and we get a clean oil. So after this pre-treatment process we add alcohol and catalyst into this compound. So alcohols means we can use ethanol, methanol, propanol, but mostly we prefer alcohol like methanol because this methanol which will give more efficiency during the production of this biodiesel. So we use this methanol as an alcohol in the production of this biodiesel, and we mix this methanol and catalyst into the compound of this oil and transesterification process takes place. So after the transesterification process we get a combination of biodiesel as well as glycerin. So this glycerin which is considered as a byproduct in the production of this biodiesel. So we want to separate this biodiesel from the glycerin. So for that purpose we use one separating funnel. So in that separating funnel we pour this combination of this biodiesel and this glycerin, and after 1 or 2 days we get 2 layers in that separating funnel, and the topmost layer which is considered as a biodiesel and the bottom layer which is considered as a glycerin, and from that we can separate this biodiesel. And after that we go for some process like water washing, because this biodiesels which contain some of the unwanted materials, dirt. So we want to remove that dirt or unwanted materials. So for that purpose we use this washing then drying process. So finally we get pure biodiesel. This is some of the advantages of biodiesel. Biodiesel is environment friendly. It can help reduce dependency on foreign oil. It helps to lubricate the engine itself, decreasing engine wear and less global warming. It is safer than conventional diesel. Thank you.